Hey y'all, welcome back to Prayers and Cuss Words, the place where softness and survival coexist. It's currently at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting on my bed, still in my outside clothes, which immediately no. The bra is still on, my vape is somewhere nearby, my mom is in the hospital. I have a 30-day notice from my job sitting in my inbox. Bills are stacked up higher than my emotional support water bottle. And instead of sleeping like a responsible adult, I'm making a podcast episode. And honestly, that feels on brand at this point. Because lately, I've been asking myself, what the hell is actually going on in this simulation we call life? And tonight, I think I actually stumbled across the answer, or at least a clue. So earlier today, I posted a thread that said rock bottom is just the construction site. And apparently, the internet collectively grabbed that sentence and said, "Excuse me, we're going to need to discuss this." Thousands of people resonated, hundreds commented. I mean, people started sharing stories about divorce, addiction, grief, career changes, depression, healing. And one comment stopped me in my tracks. She said, "This thread is alchemical." Alchemical. And at first, I just thought, that's a beautiful word. Then something clicked. Because Daniel Caesar is one of my favorite artists. And there's a song I've been listening to on repeat for months now. The song is called Sins of the Father. And this is the kind of song that follows you around. I mean, the kind of song you play when you don't know why you're emotional. The kind of song that feels important before you understand it. And tonight, I was listening again, reading comments, thinking about the construction site metaphor, thinking about everything happening in my life. And then I realized what he meant when he sings about alchemical transmutation. And y'all, I immediately started crying. Not cute crying, not cinematic crying. I'm talking face twisted up, questioning everything life has to offer crying. Because all at once I understood something. Alchemy isn't turning lead into gold. Alchemy is turning pain into purpose. It's turning grief into wisdom. It's turning survival into service. It's taking the thing that almost destroyed you and transforming it into something that helps someone else survive. And suddenly everything connected. See, my father struggled with addiction. He struggled with mental illness. And my father carried a lot of pain. And if I'm honest, so did I. Not necessarily in the exact same ways, but the inheritance was there. The addiction, the self sabotage, the chasing, the avoidance, the need to be chosen, the tendency to confuse intensity with intimacy, the masking, the performing, the feeling that if I could just be enough, fix enough, achieve enough, survive enough, then maybe I'd finally feel safe. Those were my father's sins, and they became my father's wounds, and some of them became mine. Not because he handed them to me, but because pain travels through generations unless somebody decides to transform it. And that's where the story usually stops. People tell you what hurt them, people tell you what happened, people tell you what broke them, but nobody talks enough about what comes next. Because here's the thing. For the longest time, I kept asking, why did this happen? Why my father? Why addiction? Why grief? Why losing my job? Why these relationships? Why this chaos? Why this uncertainty? But I think I was asking the wrong question. The better question might be, what do I do with what I've been given? And that's when another lyric hit me right in the chest. Daniel sings, I got all this pain in my heart, but no place to put it. And I almost laughed through my tears because that used to be my truth. But it's not true anymore. I found a place to put it. Prayers and cuss words, the podcast, the articles, the Substack, the threads post, the comment sections, the conversations, the stories, 30 podcast episodes, countless articles, millions of views. Not because I set out to become a creator, but because I was trying to figure out where to put the pain. And maybe that's what alchemical transmutation really is. Not avoiding the pain, not pretending you're healed, not bypassing grief with positivity or slapping a motivational quote on top of suffering. But it's allowing the experience to become something useful. Lead becomes gold. Chaos becomes wisdom. Pain becomes connection. Rock bottom becomes the construction site. The construction site becomes the foundation. And the foundation becomes the thing that holds everything else. And yes, construction sites are messy. There are exposed wires, broken concrete, dust everywhere. Nothing looks finished. Nothing looks beautiful. Nothing looks Instagram worthy. But that doesn't mean nothing is being built. And maybe that's where I am right now. Maybe I'm not watching my life collapse. Maybe I'm standing in the middle of the construction site. Maybe the job situation is part of the construction. Maybe the grief is part of the construction. Maybe sobriety is part of the construction. Maybe losing identities is part of the construction. Maybe all of this burning isn't punishment. Maybe it's the furnace. Maybe it's the phase before the gold. So if you're listening to this while your life feels messy, if you're grieving, if you're rebuilding, if you're questioning everything, if you're standing ankle deep in dust, wondering what the hell is happening, I want you to hear me. Construction sites are supposed to look unfinished. Furnaces are supposed to be hot. Transformation is supposed to feel uncomfortable. That doesn't mean you're failing. It might mean you're becoming. And maybe the question isn't, why is this happening to me? Maybe the question is, what am I creating from it? I'll let you sit with that one. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for helping me to find a place to put all of this pain. Until next time, keep your prayers, keep your cuss words, and remember, rock bottom might just be the construction site.